What's up, it's your boy Johnny Street Life, BB Promo to Tell Like It Is. Welcome back to an episode of Train With Me. Guys, today we're training chest. Myself and Erica behind the camera. She's going to train chest today. So you women who are following along, understand that you, in 2022, can train chest as well. Just as important as for men to grow your chest. If you're worrying about your chest being a certain way, well, at least you'll be able to know it'll lift up by having a better overall chest. So follow along this workout, guys. I'm going to give you guys some really good tips on how to approach each and every single lift that I do. So make sure you follow along. Make sure you're warming up. Overhead passes, shoulder openers, external rotators, this way or this. We've already kind of warmed up, but I'm giving you guys ideas, and we'll get her started. All right, guys, so we're gonna go moving into our first exercise. We're gonna do dumbbell incline press. This is a really cool bench because it's gonna tell us exactly what our incline is. Right now we're at 30 degrees. For you beginners out there, I want you to see how I'm actually setting myself up. Again, you guys can hurt yourselves literally by just picking the dumbbells up. If you're picking the dumbbells up from the ground, pick them up like a deadlift as much as you can, meaning shoulder pressure, engage your lats from here, from the bottom. Come on. Stand up, put them down. All right, now, to be honest, guys, like my strength is completely a lot different, decreased for sure since I've been on absolutely nothing. But again, we're not really chasing strength more so than chasing good technique and muscle fatigue, and then strength is gonna come with that progressive overload. Anyway, so pressing back from here, right, you can kick one or the other or at the same time, but make sure we kick back 1 and 2. Put your foot down, plant your feet, butt back, gauge your core, head back, open your shoulders up to about 45 from here, engage your core, a little bit of chest, pinch your shoulder blades, shoulder depression, press. I think we'll press yourself into the ground. We're gonna go 8 to 10 reps. Depth we wanna get just right by your chest. The dumbbell, the bottom of the dumbbell plate should be close to your chest, about, I don't know, half an inch away. That makes any sense. Make sure we stack the elbows and pushing. Okay, so this is my first kind of like feeler-ish set, 80 pounds. So this movement here for me on, when I was using, was about 150 pounds on incline. So that's what I would max it up to for 10 to 15 reps, which is bonkers. So right now we're gonna see where I'm at rep-wise. Again, I'm not really trying to chase that strength. I know I can't necessarily get there that quick. Do I need to be there at all? Not necessarily, but there's another way to get there look-wise. I'm gonna go that route. So we're gonna keep the reps still 8 to 10 reps. Harder than I thought it would be at all, actually. I thought it would be way harder. Shameless sponsor plug. Turk builder works. Dead serious. 4 Turk a day. Keeps the no gains away. That works. That works. Okay, so I'm gonna grab the hundreds. See your mat. So I should be able to do, I used to be able to do the hundreds fairly regular. So I'm just kind of see where my strength is at being off. So let's go with these. Oh man. control too, right? Okay, quick tip. When you're doing this, biggest thing is gripping the weight actually in the middle of the weight, like the bar. So make sure when you grab the weight, you want to hit like this. Don't want to grab this way or this way when you're pressing. You want to grab right in the middle, so we're even. And then when we're even up there, when you're pressing the weight, keeping this even. So you don't have the weight doing any of this kind of stuff on the top of the lift. So make sure when you grab the weight, you grab right in the middle. So I'm gonna, last set, I'm gonna push a little more. I'm gonna go 10 pounds, I'm gonna do 110s to see if I at least get at least 6. I'll probably speed my rep up a little bit, but still control it. Again, at this point, grabbing the extra weight, getting close to 1 rep max, I can lighten up on the eccentric, but still controlling the shit out of it, right? So, see how this works. That's good. I'm happy with that. All right, so next we're gonna do flat bench, something I wanna go over because there's a couple things we're getting a little mixed up or misunderstood. And that's basically how you position yourself on the bench. Should I do it like a powerlifter does, or should I do it like everybody else does? Well, basically do it like this. If you're powerlifting and you're in a league or a federation where you have powerlifting meets, then yes, do the way of the powerlifter. If you're just training for aesthetics, there's a way in between that where you could do some of what powerlifter does and some of it just what the bro does in terms of just good technique that can benefit your overall chest activation. So your powerlifting way basically is tucking your feet on your hips so you have that hip drive. So we're driving from the hips, but it also keeps our hips from coming off the ground. So basically what happens is we tuck our feet underneath our hips, right? And then we're gonna kind of reach back to where we need to be in our spot from here, right? And if you're flexible enough, whatever. Now for us powerlifters, we're here, whatever your grip is, obviously. And when you're powerlifting, when you're pulling the weight off from here, chest is up and down, and then we're from here resting, and then we have this hip drive. We're pushing from our hips to help with that lift. So we're actually using our hips to push the weight up, coming down, big chest and pushing up, basically how that works. Now, just for the regular person, the gym is just trying to have a good chest workout, being optimal in their training and staying away, possibly from staying away as much as you can from injury, we can do a little of a mix. Basically, making sure you set yourself back. Make sure your feet are comfortably on the ground. If they're too high off the floor, then you're gonna have the excessive curvature in your back, the extreme hyperextension, which we don't want. So you can put some plates there if you need to. But keep your feet underneath your hips a little bit, enough that could keep our hips from coming off the bench. Then from here, a grip doesn't have to be as wide. Mind you, if I do a shorter grip, I'm gonna stay that much further away from injury, but you're not gonna hit the chest as much as you would from going wider. Now, if I go wider, yes, you are gonna put stress in your chest a lot more, but you're gonna be in a little more danger of injury probability, meaning the longer you do it, the more chances you'll probably get injured. So we're gonna take a little bit of medium grip from here, squeeze the chaps together, shoulder depression, pull the bench up, right? I'm engaging my core. So I have a little bit of arch in my back, but I'm engaging my core when I'm pushing. And then the weight's gonna come down right to the top of our chest. That's where gravity is. From here, we can push right from the, if you have the mobility, from the chest and pushing up, or you can just go right down until you have that activation here, which is about an inch off your chest, squeezing and pushing up. And then you're getting that chest, the good chest pump and activation without the excessive powerlifting weight. So this is one of those movements I've been able to do before, 2-3 plates. So we're gonna see where I'm at. I'm not chasing a number, I'm just giving myself the number to kind of gauge where I used to be so I can kind of keep track and see how I can progress the overload close as I can to that. Okay, we're gonna head off to this set. I've already basically warmed up and I've already had some pretty good trying sets already with incline bench. So again, I don't really need to warm up as much. I'm not gonna be as slow at the negative. I'm gonna still control the weight, but it's gonna be a controlled rep more so than like really slow eccentric, because I know this is gonna be pretty challenging and I'll gauge myself as I go. And I've always kind of grabbed a little bit of the inside grip because my shoulders sucked forever. Shoulder, oh my God. You see that? And that's where I stop. This shoulder always had issues, especially doing flat. So flat's not my favorite movement to do at all because of that reason. Some reason I have a lot more stability sitting in incline than I do flat. I think it's because gravity naturally pushes the shoulder down. Where here is really working to keep myself down this way. So there's where I'm at. Tighten your core when you push. So I decrease the load because I don't care about ego. I want to make sure the reps are good. The last set was like, obviously I'm fatigued, and this isn't one of my best movements. So, but I also don't want to just not do flat bench when it comes to pressing because it's a good exercise to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lower the weight to a weight that I can do and I can control my rep to have good quality so I can get the best out of the actual set onto my chest. That's the priority. My priority is getting the load to my chest, not trying to look sweet. There's no way I'm trying to look sweet at this. Imagine. Oh, that shoulder just gives out. So, just to take a lesson from this. I like doing this anyway just to make sure I can strengthen the weaker parts of my body. I don't want to skip over them all the time, but it is not detrimental to your chest growth that you do flat bench barbell if you don't even like doing it. There's other ways you can do it, doing it from vertical, a seated press. I engage a lot better with that, so you can switch things around if you need to. So we're gonna go over dumbbell flies. A lot of ways people are doing them. I'm not a big fan of doing them because you lose a lot of the load at the top of the lift. It's basically like a resting spot there and you're losing a lot of time and energy there. Actually not losing any energy, you're losing a lot of time. Either way, Will does it, Will's almost doing like almost like a press, a fly press, where that's one way I like doing it because you can actually emphasize stretching that joint a little more while keeping the elbows, while keeping the fist over top of the shoulder, which will let you stretch it more further out, which I like doing. But again, if you're not actually saying that as a fly, you think that's how you actually do a fly. So I'm gonna show you a couple ways you can do a fly. So your basic way of doing a fly is basically coming up, right? Now we're at a 15-degree incline. We have the one way where we open up, and then we have this kind of like going down like this fly press, and then pressing up and coming back in. Only problem with this is from here to here, There's nothing going on with the chest at all. It's not stretching. That's in any lift when you're doing them this way, or if you're doing them this way, a little bit more of a tilt from here, or even if you just keep arms completely straight and do them like this, which hurts a lot, right? Either way, from here to here, nothing is happening. You know what we do? We cross our hands. Just joking. Don't you fucking cross your goddamn hands. Once you cross your hands with the dumbbells in your hand, over top of your face. Anyway, so what we want to do is we're gonna open the chest up more, so we're gonna give ourselves less of a flexion in our elbow, and then we're gonna come only to the point where there's still tension. So we're almost gonna play a little teeter-totter game going on, if that makes any sense. So from here, we're gonna press up, same with everything, feet, from floor to core, engaged. We're gonna open up to here, or start from here. We're gonna open nice and wide, we're gonna bend our elbows, so our elbows can be right over top, right to the joint, our elbows are out. Sorry, your elbows are down, and our fists are over top of our chest, so I can engage my chest. And from here, we're gonna pull wide up just to here. We're gonna flex and push into the ground like we're almost pressing the weight away from here. So we're pressing to here, opening up to here, and then pressing only here and pulling it in. Open up, press and squeeze the chest from there. Press up, squeeze the chest, and we're letting it sit here, not here we can rest, right here the entire time. So that's how we're trying to do this. So basically, we're getting to here, and we're pretending that we can't go any further from here. So we're gonna squeeze that chest from here to here. We're gonna try and touch this part of your chest to this part of the chest by doing this. So from here, open up, pushing back. I want to push your shoulder blades back still, and just press from here. Don't come in, just from here, opening up, and then press from here and squeezing from here. You can see how I'm squeezing my chest from here, trying to collapse like that. Sit back. Open up, keep your arms, keep your palms underneath the weight on the way down, so open up. Yeah, straighten those arms up a bit, there you go. Almost do this, there you go. Now from there, now push up, squeeze only to there. Now push back into your shoulders from here, so go down. And we're gonna come up, we're gonna squeeze from here, we're gonna squeeze this up, push up, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze there, and push your shoulder blades back, there you go. And squeeze from there, and then open up. Keep your elbow underneath. Don't let them face the front of the mirror, right? Don't let them do this. Right, you got it. So externally rotate, so the elbows are underneath. Right, this way. Go. There you go. Squeeze. Yeah. Nice stretch. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Good. Good. Okay, so I'm gonna go a little heavier because we're not, the range isn't as it's not huge. So we're trying to really maximize that time and energy in that space, right, what we're doing. It's that range of motion. So if I'm only going from from here to here, right, I wanna put a lot of a load onto that hinge right here, or lever. If it was a door, it would be a door hinge. That's how I look at it. So all you pedantics out there. So like that. Quality reps, not quantity of weight. So we're gonna work on that upper part of our chest by doing the cable flies, pulling from underneath. Remember, get yourself planted here first, bring the weight in, plant yourself either here or here, wherever you're gonna be, Push down, open up from here. Press. Okay, so I've seen this movement done a lot of times and done it wrong. Okay, so when we're doing preacher curl, if you're using just like the bench, we're gonna do a few things. Now, from the ground up, making sure we are like comfortably on our spots to release here, you know, or athletically positioned right here. You can't be in the middle because you're favoring one arm, so you're gonna end up being like this. So you have to favor the arm that you're using. So if I'm using this, my right arm, I'm gonna favor that arm to this hip, right? If I'm gonna be either in an athletic position or athletic position and staggered. If I want to be like this or whatever, the arm that's being used is the arm that will be behind here for stabilization, right? Leverage. Now, in terms of actually like supinating, it's a good movement to do because we're planting this back of the arm here. We're keeping this in a fixed position, so we want this part of the bench to be stuck in our armpit. So if you have to lower this to a place where you can get your arm here, you're good. But you don't want your arm up like this and having this big space in between here. So it's gonna be right in the armpit. Back of the arm's gonna sit nice and sturdy on here. You might have to adjust yourself up or down to yourself over top of the weight. Now, in terms of actually supinating, Will does this, and he keeps supinating, right? He's emphasizing making sure you supinate, which is basically doing this with your wrist, right? We wanna do this, we wanna keep it that position, keeping this bicep tendon straight, because my bicep tendon is basically here and goes right down like this to here. So we don't wanna have this thing being like switched over and over, right? So we want to make sure we stay right in the middle of this lift from here and then keeping that supination but staying in line with this here over here. So our arm isn't outside our elbow or inside here. We want to pull it right over top. So your rep will look like this. Let the weight, plant your feet where you need to go. Let the weight bring you down to where you need to be here. Flip your arm right over, right? We're going to be in this position here. We are already supinated. I want that weight to be in the middle of my hand. And I'm gonna pull the weight up with my wrist being flat. I don't need it doing this or being curled in. I want it flat. So from the bottom here, my wrist to be flat, pulling from here, and that's your full range of motion. Down, and then up. We don't have to touch all the way to the bottom because the back of our arm is actually on. You don't need to hyperextend and pulling up. Point, keep it wrist straight the entire time, and you'll keep that supinated wrist and that load staying here the entire time. And you guys ended it right there. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, guys. Make sure you guys follow the description below. You can follow this entire workout. Very basic, very simple. It's a good cues in there for you guys. So apply it to your next training day. Anyway, guys, if you like the channel, guys, make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share. You know I'm gonna come out like tell like it is, transparent, along with truth, guys. Anyway, make sure you guys hit the description below and hit those discount codes and promo codes to help change your life or save your life for better. Also, make sure you guys follow me on Instagram and TikTok. Send me your progress pics, your training clips, and your video clips, and I'll repost it for you. Because you know how it is, iron sharpens iron. Progressive overload your life. In the meantime, keep dream chasing. Peace.